Is Mercury in retrograde again? Because Nicki Minaj and Cardi B were fighting overnight on social media? I can't say that I'm surprised. Not only that, Jennifer Lopez, in her new interview with CBS Sunday Morning, reveals that her voice is more suited for theater. Here we go now. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Guys, as you can see, I am still away, and I will be away, so stay tuned. I will be rolling out content when I can. I've already had a very full day, so I might look a little tired, a little jet lagged. It is what it is. But I had to talk about this story because it's very interesting. What the F news? We haven't talked about what the F news in such a long time. Let's first get into this Jennifer Lopez piece of this because I want to preface this disclaimer because I know some people might think I just hate Jennifer Lopez. I don't know where that narrative came from. I did one video talking about why I think J-Lo should just take a break because I do believe that she's just oversaturated in this industry, and it's because she's constantly put herself in the public eye. Even right after the Bennifer 2.0 situation, I said now more than ever would be a great time for her just to lay low, not to do anything. She's worked so hard, and that's one thing I can appreciate about Jennifer Lopez is that she's worked hard for where she is today. I'm not saying that she's a good this or good that, but she's definitely worked hard. And I feel like she needs to give the audience, even people that love her, an opportunity to miss her. She hasn't. She's always is something else and this or that. And I don't know what the motivation is. I don't know if it's just ambition. I don't know. But I do like Jennifer Lopez. We're seeing a turn on Jennifer Lopez. People really just like, oh, I can't watch Jennifer. She's actually a diva, mean, blah, blah. There's just so much that's happened where people have turned on Jennifer Lopez. And I think that's because she constantly is putting herself out there. Some might say there are other reasons, but that's what I think. Well, she did this interview with CBS Sunday Morning, and in the interview, she talks about something that she may have said in past interviews, that her voice is more suited for theater. But pay attention to the interviewer's face because it feels as if he's trying to hold back emotion.
When you say you have a voice that's more suited to theater as opposed to the stage.
I have said that, and it's true.
What does that mean?
When I grew up singing musicals because I loved musicals. And I remember going to my first Broadway show, and it was how I learned to sing. And so that's kind of how I trained my own voice. So then when I started singing pop music and stuff, it was like nobody knew that I could sing in that way. And then when I started singing these songs, and if I sang My Man Somewhere from Barbra Streisand or something, people were like, oh my God, you can sing like that? And I was like, yeah, actually, I prefer singing in that way. That to me is more my natural voice.
Okay. Here's the thing. I think the reason why J-Lo has had success in music is because with pop songs, people can appreciate someone that doesn't have the biggest vocals. However, one of the biggest criticisms and one of the things that have exposed Jennifer Lopez over the years is the fact that a lot of these songs that people loved her for, a lot of the vocals allegedly were other people's. There have been people that have done the demos that have come out and said those were majority my vocals, which in the music business is not unusual. It's just unusual that we find out a particular singer has multiple accusations that not all of the vocals were her, the background, some of the leads, and those kinds of things. The other element here is that I'm insulted for theater actors and singers because one of the, especially because I just recently went to Broadway and saw in Hell's Kitchen, and just the amount of work to sing like that, 8 shows a week. And again, theater is not necessarily just Broadway. Theater could be you're not doing 8 shows a week, but I automatically think Broadway. And there are so many amazing singers on Broadway that do try to do what Jennifer Lopez does in regards to crossing over into pop music, and they're not able to do that. But they're immensely, incredibly talented singers, professional singers. And one thing I will give Jennifer Lopez is that she has definitely tried to work on her voice. She actively works with a voice coach to improve her voice. And I definitely have seen improvements, but you can only prove so much. There's just certain God-given talent that people will have. And Jennifer Lopez does not have the talent of some of these amazing Broadway talented singers. But when she says stuff like this, people go, this woman is delusional. I will say this. Someone in the comment section, I think it was the other neighborhood talk, they said, she has the voice for sign language.
I don't know her all these years later.
I still don't know her.
Come on now. Obviously, look, Jennifer Lopez has achieved a level of success in music and entertainment that a lot of people wish that they could have achieved, that are immensely, probably a lot more talented. Dare I say, her level of delusion is part of the reason why she's so successful. And that's what we really should be talking about and what we should really be paying attention to. That anyone can really manifest what they want if they truly believe it. There are so many examples, some examples that you're not ready to hear right now, like this particular person. But there are so many examples if you look at people that are just straight up delulu, because they're so delulu and they even believe half the things that they say, they've created a space for themselves in a space where a lot of us would be like, that person's not even that talented, but how were they there? That's just something to consider for those that believe in manifestation. And I know she definitely does. She's talked about manifestation. She's talked about words of affirmation. I would not be surprised Jennifer Lopez is in the mirror. I am an amazing singer. I am an amazing singer. I am an amazing singer. To the point where we are all like, wait, what? But she's laughing all the way to the bank. She's laughing, doing halftime shows. Come on now. World Cup performances. She's an international superstar. So the laugh really might be on us. What is not a laughing matter is the beef between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj is not over. And I've said this before, the rare times that I talk about Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, because I don't a lot, because I've said this recently in a TikTok video. Please understand, fans, Barbs, Barty Gang, you can love Nicki Minaj and you can love Cardi B at the same time. But I believe a lot of the beef is stirred by the talent. I'm not going to say either or. I believe all of this is stirred by their still beef. But some might say that Nicki Minaj is still pressed by Cardi B, because a lot of this drama that ended up stirring up last night was because of some tweets that Nicki Minaj posted. And look, the other element here, when Cardi B released this new project, Nicki Minaj's project, her last project, had charted as well, because the Barbs were like, we're going to generate interest back into this project to outshine Cardi. However, I did see Barbs, because I'm covering everyone, because I'm not a Barb, I'm not a Barty Gang. The Barbs were saying, well, this is exactly what Barty Gang did when Nicki Minaj's album came out. How old are we at this particular point? All right, let me just tell you, I'm just going to give you a brief synopsis, and shout out to those of you that appreciate me breaking down this brief synopsis of what's going on, because some of you are probably still very much confused. So there were some tweets that went out last night from Nicki Minaj that said, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, rap like Barney, still ugly. Sidebar, even before this back and forth between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj had announced 6 months in advance the date of her new project that's coming out in March next year. And a lot of people were like, she's only doing this because Cardi B is reigning supreme right now when it comes to her second #1 album. She's the only female rapper to have 2 #1 consecutive albums. Her album has already gone platinum, double platinum, because, let's be honest, between her album sales this week, but also the 2 singles that she included, but that's just streaming rules now. A couple of songs that she had released, she included on this project. I can't remember which one. It was like WAP and Up. I can't remember. Anyway, there's also been a very long period of time since Cardi B released music. Okay? All right. So Nicki Minaj announced that new project that's coming out 6 months from now. So a lot of people was like, okay, Nicki Minaj, we see what you're trying to do here. You're trying to take the shine from this woman right now. So Nicki Minaj last night posted some tweets. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, rap like Barney, still ugly. Then she put A, B, C, D, E, F, G, pregnant, question mark, play with this. I'm just gonna, you can play with this. You can fill in the blank, okay? Then in another tweet, she says, raw dogging pregnant with the fourth baby, Barney B, BV, HPV, allegedly. So it's very obvious who she's talking about here, okay? She then says in another tweet, Nicki Minaj, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, surgery to look like me. Tell the rat and tell Jay-Z, because you know she's been having beef with Jay-Z, who has not responded. Then she says RICO fraud and perjury. I liked it when she was quiet for the last couple of weeks. But like I said, is there Mercury retrograde? And if you remember what I've been saying since the last time we talked about Nicki Minaj and the Mercury retrograde and SZA of it all, every time we talk about Mercury retrograde, she really should call the new project Mercury retrograde. And March 2026, the date of her album, is that when Mercury retrograde is happening again? I wonder. Cardi then responds in some tweets. They're not adding each other. They probably have each other blocked. Cardi says, cocaine Barbie, the power I have, make these B words come out of rehab every time. Go to your effing room. She then says, nothing more annoying than a bored bee. You must have missed me, huh? Crazy. Now kiss my feet. Okay. Then Cardi B says, ABCFG, your man had to snatch, your man had to snatch PU. Yeah, okay. So that, is related to the charges that her man, Nicki Minaj's man, has. Then she says, all right, now this is the third tweet talking about my pregnancy, like you wasn't going to different fertility clinics because you couldn't produce from all them perks scrambling your eggs. Now, not allegedly, Lord protect my babies. Oof. Then Cardi says, why you keep bringing up my album? It's not the gag you think it is. You've been in the game like 16 years. You need to compare yourself to your peers that started around your time. Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Drake. Those are the numbers you need to be competing with. And you can't because you're doing lower than all of them. I was in high school when you came out. What the F is you comparing yourself to me for? Lord. So some people on social media have been reacting to this. Here's my thing. Cardi B, no matter how you feel about her on either side of the situation, has been enjoying promoting this project. She is pregnant. The last thing she needs to be doing is getting to any fights. There's also some more drama going on now between Cardi B and Ice Spice and Spice's manager. Audio that was leaked. She came out on social, she's like leaked the whole 11-minute conversation. Honestly, I don't care about any of this. This is my frustration with Nicki Minaj, but also Cardi B. You guys are both hugely successful. And I saw Cardi B reflect on that, especially during this project, and she's been meeting all the fans. And then I've been seeing old clips of her when she was on Love and Hip Hop. And I'm thinking, you've come so far. Why can't we all learn from what Beyonce does? Meaning she does nothing in regards to responding to trauma online. And I know sometimes that comes with a level of maturity. Cardi B is 30-something years old. You would think the industry would mature you past your actual age, or you would learn, I'm not going to respond. She wants my attention. Your fans already are responding for you. Or like the other day when Cardi B was arguing on social media with her and JT. And please understand, some of this beef that Cardi has with some of these other female rappers is all rooted for the real beef. It's not even between Cardi B and JT. The real beef is between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. Because JT is friends with Nicki Minaj. Any beef that Cardi has with any other female rapper, I'm telling you, it's rooted. Now, the beef with Spice is probably connected with the whole Nicki Minaj of it all. It's not necessarily. Cardi says the reason why Ice Spice is in her feelings is because she said that Sexy Red deserved a BET award or something like that. stop responding. Get off of social media. You're pregnant. You're in a relationship. You got a new successful album. There's so much to celebrate, and you're focused on someone that's hating on you. She will forever hate on you. Nicki Minaj, you are an icon. You've broken so many records. You have set the standard. No one really can compare to you. No matter if Cardi's setting different records, you laid the groundwork so someone like her could come after you. You did. Because during your period of being the female rapper, there was no one else. There was a dry spell in female rap. You opened up the floodgates so that a Cardi B could come through. No matter which way you want to twist or turn it, you did. I wish them the best. I wish Cardi B more success, a healthy pregnancy and delivery. Nicki Minaj, I wish you more success. I'm looking forward to hearing her new project. I'm enjoying Cardi's project. Well, you can do both. But what we can't do is get any more involved in their beef with each other. Even in my mind, though, I think to myself, one day these two could rule the world if they dropped a single together. But the hate is so deep, my imagination can't even come to thinking that could ever happen. But it's okay. It's all right. Guys, as always, what did you think of our What the F news? Be sure to let me know your thoughts on the Jennifer Lopez story and the Nicki Minaj and Cardi B story. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. And don't forget, new merchandise like my Are You Okay merchandise and tour merch are now available at houseofkempire.com. Thanks so much for watching.
Here we go now.